If you're new to the channel, you may not be aware that Venom and Wolverine are some of my favorite Marvel characters. So much so, in fact, that I have owned probably 30 plus of each character. Here's some older countdown reviews when I owned a lot more. I've sold some off since then, and 30 is probably an understatement. It's probably closer to 50 of each character. However, I will always continue to buy Wolverine and Venom statues. I'm getting a little smarter about it. So instead of buying 2 Wolverines and 2 Venoms, I got 2 Venomized Wolverines. Look at me being all smart with my money. Hey, my name is Mr. X. Welcome to the Xtreme channel. We are giving away $1,000 statues to you guys. If you want to know how to win one, stay tuned for later in the video. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Today is an exciting day for me. It's an anticipated day. So as I said in the intro, I love Wolverine and Venom, and Donny Cates did a run where Venomized Wolverine, as well as every other character on the planet, actually came out. So a lot of people look at this statue, they're like, that's stupid, you're turning Wolverine into Venom. It has comic basis. You can actually even see the slab up front there. So when they announced they're making a statue of this character, I absolutely had to have them. So when I first purchased this larger one, the one on your left, my right, here you can actually check out the original review I did on it. I thought I was good to go because it's an excellent statue, despite some of the stuff we're going to talk about today. But then, right after I received it, I think it was the day after, they put the smaller one, the one on the left, up for pre-order. So I couldn't help myself. I had to pull the trigger. I purchased that, and I recently got it in the last month. You can check out the original video review right here. But really, do I need 2 Venomized Wolverines? Probably not. I have an entire wall of Venomized characters. It's actually right over there to my left. So I need to figure out which one to keep. So that's what today is about. Today is an Extreme Rumble, an Xtrumble. That means we're going to compare and contrast both statues. They both have their merits, both pro and con. And ultimately, we're going to see which one is the winner. Now, before we get started, a little bit of background. So obviously, this is Logan, Wolverine from the X-Men, and the symbiote suit got on him, so he kind of became Venomized. Both of these statues were made by custom commissioners. So a custom means it's a private unlicensed commission. Marvel did not sign off on these statues, nor would they ever probably make an actual Venomized Wolverine statue, at least in this scale. What scale is that? These are both quarter scale. So from a scaling perspective, they are 4 times smaller than a real-life version. And a lot of people, I post exclusive content early on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. The link for that is in the description below. A lot of people said these are both supposed to be the same scale. Which one is correct? We're going to get to that. So during these Xtrumbles, what I do is I pick a number of categories. Some of them are similar to the normal reviews. Some of them are different. And it does get a little bit difficult when you're doing the exact same character. And we see which one is the better in that particular category. So with this one, I want to start off with the base. You know, usually we talk about concept, but they're both Venomized Wolverine leaping forward. So let's look at both the bases. So the smaller one has this containment chamber that the symbiote broke out of. The other one also has symbiote all over the base, but you see a lot of skulls, which I don't think he was that evil in the comic. They just wanted to make it like that. So to me, due to originality, and to me it's a more plausible concept, I like the smaller one for the base. I think that has the better base for sure. Next thing I want to compare are the display options, and this is incredibly tough. First of all, the smaller one, the only display options they have are 5 different portraits. And if you remember from the original review, they're all phenomenal. And 5 might be overkill because the other one has 4 portraits. The larger one not only has 4 portraits, but they have different arm switch outs. You can do it with or without the Venomized claws. Speaking of the claws, I just want to address this while I'm not giving you a point. You'll see that the claws on the smaller one are actually metal. You have to have metal on that, in my opinion, where the other ones are a painted resin. One thing that's incredibly unique here is the larger one, they actually designed it so you could display it as just Venom. That's why you can switch it out without the claws, and that's why some of the portraits you see up here, and you saw in the original video, are just Venom. So if you wanted this as just a Venom statue, that would work. You can't do that with the smaller one. Both of them have separate display options for the bust. So what this means is the extra portraits, you can also display them. I think that's a huge win. And I think both were incredibly unique how they did them. However, I would slightly give it to the smaller one, simply for the fact that the canister lights up, and that's never been done before. Also, while I love all the different portraits on both of them, so all 9 portraits together, I really love this portrait on the bigger one, where it looks like you have Wolverine's face and the Venom is swallowing him whole. I think that's incredibly unique and hard to beat. Another thing I think the big one has the advantage on, that it has all the tendrils coming out with the little Venom faces. I would have liked to see something like that on the smaller one. Well, it does have the tendrils, it doesn't have the Venom faces coming out. So honestly, display options, I have to say it's a tie on these. They both have some incredible things, and I'm a big fan of both. Let's talk about the scaling. Now you have to remember that the Symbiote suit is polymorphic. What that means is it's different sizes. So it can actually make the character bigger. If you remember, just Eddie Brock becomes 8 to 9 feet sometimes when he's Venomized. So clearly they did that on the bigger one. They stuck to Wolverine's original form. So you're almost at a 10-inch difference. So I don't think there's a problem with the scaling. It's just kind of your cup of tea. But it does hurt displayability. This one right here is so big.
That's what she said.
If you're going to put it in a display cabinet like the ones I have behind me, you're going to struggle. So for displayability, I actually like the smaller one first. I think that wins. They did go too big on this. It doesn't mess with the scale, but it just makes it harder to display, especially with this huge bust up front. Now, I want to talk about the design. If you remember, I was very excited about this larger piece, but it had some severe design issues. Namely, the arms don't fit in the best, like where they can even fall out, and where I don't even want to touch this front portraits right here because it will fall out. In fact, some did. The magnets are so terribly weak, where there are absolutely zero issues with the smaller one. So for a design component, especially considering it has metal claws, I give that to the smaller one. If you remember the original reviews on Paint and Sculpt, I gave the smaller one a 4 out of 5 and a 5 out of 5. This one was both 4 out of 5, so it's pretty close. So I don't want to dive into that. One objective thing we can always look at is the value. So first of all, both of these versions right here, they made a very similar amount. They made 50 of the big one, 60 of the small one. However, both had variants. If you recall, the small one had a white variant, I think they only made 10 of, and the large one had a blue variant that they made 30 of. However, they were priced differently. The one on the right was 30% more. It was $1,300, where the one on the left was $1,000, and they both had similar shipping costs. So I think the value goes to the smaller one. I also think it's a little more sought after, maybe for some of the reasons I'm talking about. But overall, which one is better? Honestly, I don't know. Yesterday, I put up a poll on YouTube. Make sure to go check it out. You vote for which one is better. Also, throw down in the comments which one you think is better, because you could win a statue with that comment. As we try to grow this channel, we like to reward you guys for watching and subscribing. So because of that, every 5,000 milestone when it comes to subscribers, we give away a couple $1,000s worth of statues. We've actually given away over 20 statues. To win one was easy. First, you gotta be subscribed to the channel. You'll get bell notifications when videos drop. Each video that drops, you wanna make a comment on those videos. We pick a random video, we give away statues based on a comment. You can say whatever you want. The more videos you comment on, the higher your chances are to win. All right, so which one am I going to pick? That's a tough one. I'm leaning towards a small one. For number one, I really like the yellow on it. I think that solidifies more that it's Wolverine, and I have enough Venom statues, so it's really just a personal preference. Number two is the smaller one is easier for me to display. And then the third reason, some of the design flaws in this one really piss me off. So for me personally, I think the winner is the smaller one, but honestly, I don't think you can go wrong with either. Again, throw down in the comments what you think and make sure to go vote on that poll. Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to the creators of both these statues. They look fantastic. Still don't know which one I'm going to sell. I'm leaning towards the large one, but we'll find out down the road. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel because I launch for sale videos at the end of the month. Talk to you soon. Take care.